This podcast contains adult language and crude humor. Listener discretion is advised.
A reading from the Book of Kings of the Hills, Chapter 1. Yeah, and the propane spoke unto me, You will be felled by your son Bobby, and his foot shall strike below your robe, and your manly gifts will retreat. And in this time you will be weakened, and you'll be bedridden. But truly I tell you, I speak unto you, the woman Peggy will fulfill your acts, and she will defend you, and your son Bobby will yell, That is my purse! You are a stranger, unknown to me! And he will try to strike the woman Peggy, his mother, below the robe. But the woman Peggy does not have manly gifts, and the foot of your son will be powerless. This I tell you. So ends the reading. I tell you what.
Thralls! Balls! They're everywhere! Thrall's Balls, the World of Warcraft podcast with a dirty mind and a clean behind. Hosted by Boomy Nation, Craig, sometimes Gershom, Johnny Tips, and Wooly.
What's up, swingaz? For the tbhq in the grizzly lands of Wisconsin. Actually, we're in Texas this week. There's some flooding up in Wisconsin these days, and Willie wasn't able to make it this week. And well, Gershie, she had some preconceived events going on, and had some events going on already. She had some scheduling conflicts, so you're all mine this week. Well, you got me, you got Wooly, the spooky, ooky blood of Shadow Priest. You got Johnny Tips, the debonair, dark-iron demonology warlock. And of course, there's Gershom, the sassy-ass beast mastery hunter, of course. But right this week, you ain't got me. So, how y'all doing? Hope y'all doing well this week. And we're going to start off this week with a good old Teabag Time. It's about tea time. It's about tea time this Sunday. Well, it'll be Tuesday when you listen to this, but we're just like a little sip of the tea we got here. I lied. It's actually the mixed drink of the week, but I'll expand about that later. My apologies. So for Teabag Time, we're going to start that up real quick.
I am restless.
Teabag Time.
Calcas just joined our Discord out of the nothingness and out of the mysteries of Koreshi, the Yeshi for Koreshi time. And one of the first things he did was leave a little blurb that felt like a mini review, but I'm a teabag him anyway. Here's a quote from Calcas. Hi, love the show. Stories and the banter are great. Makes me feel like I'm in a guild chat with folks who used to do that still. He also told Aaron that he was taking a caress from the new patch. And I just want to say I love and appreciate the pun. It's fantastic. Chef's kiss. If you want to get teabagged yourself with these tea-bagged balls of delightfulness that are green from Thrall, send any feedback, reviews, or even just comments on our way. Spotify comments, Apple Podcast reviews, and you can email us at ThrallsBallsPodcast@gmail.com, or even join our Discord with the tiny URL link from ThrallsBalls.com. This week, in WoW, I went and did my world tour of Mythic Zeros with some guildies, did a shit ton of delves. I got my rank 11 ranked up. I didn't do it 11, I did up to 10 to unlock 11, so when I actually go and do 11s later, I can just farm them every week for the week of the vault. And then I attempted to do Ky'Veza. Whew, that one's a doozy. That's a... Oh, but honestly, I feel like it's not really much of a gear check outside of, like, taking white hits from Ky'Veza. It's really just a matter of dodging every single thing and not getting hit by a single mechanic. Honestly, it's a good test for testing before you go raid Mythic, I guess, because it's pretty intense. It's lots of mechanics there. It's yeah. I won't go into too much detail on that, but it was go try for yourself. Also, in Delves, those portals are fucking awesome. I'm sure we'll fucking gush about this next week, but they're lovely. I think the first time you get into one, they are pretty random too. Where you end up, they're all similar looking in the room. I may even be the same room type, like the generated room, but like the mobs, it could be like a boss rush. It could be a bunch of just a Koreshi type of ethereal type goons. You know, it varies, right? But the cool part is when if you're trying to speed through a delve, it's pretty awesome because you could be like at the first 30 seconds of a delve and a portal will spawn, and then you can just quickly finish the delve and be like, I'm done. You know, obviously most of us delvers, like when we go into a delve, I don't know if this is the opinion of everyone that's super into delves, but I'm the kind of guy that when they play Kingdom Hearts, I go after every fucking treasure chest, every fucking little corner. I check an entire room before I move on to the next room. Okay, just the kind of person I am. Though I won't 100% my games, but my first playthrough, I try to absorb everything, and I check every little nook and cranny I can find. As far as my personal ability, I try not to look up guides and stuff. I try to just look around and see what I find.
It's time for the mixed drink of the week. Fuck yeah!
The mixed drink of the week, I'm calling it the Phase Dive. I have another drink of the week I'm going to save for another week. I'll share the name next week. The other hosts already know which one it is, but this one's going to be called the Phase Dive. Okay, so here's the Phase Dive. Phase Dive is pretty much, it's an ounce and a half of vodka, a half ounce of lavender syrup, half ounce of Creme De Mure, and a half ounce of lemon juice, shaken with ice, strain poured, and then I add fresh clean ice into the glass as well. I'll be sharing a picture so they can guess based on that, but it's pretty good. I guess I'll have to sending myself off this week. Over the lips, through the gums, look out asshole, here I come. Sorry. Got a bit of ice in my mouth. Ooh. You know when you take a sip and then you get some ice coming through? Damn. Anyway, let's go with the news.
Time for WoW News. Motherfuckers.
11.2 is live. We got Season 3 is coming out Tuesday the 12th. So for when reset happens on the 12th, I'm assuming there will be some sort of like maintenance period, right? As usual. But who knows? Maybe it'll be a clean reset where it's like boop, and then it's up like 9, 10 a.m. Central, whatever it is, like it normally is. But we'll see what actually happens. I'm assuming there's gonna be some sort of downtime, so that when the world race officially like starts, you know. And yeah, you can check we'll have a link in the description for that one. Tell us what you think about the season so far. I love the storyline, but I feel like if you're interested in story at all, I implore you to listen to those audio dramas they released a couple weeks back before doing this storyline. It's going to make a lot more sense why they're doing the things they're doing and why it makes sense. I don't want to spoil it too much because I'm sure people are kind of still working their way through, you know, kind of getting their bearings. Some people might not even log on until after the patch starts, you know. So, or not the patch, but the season starts. Some people don't even bother playing until the season starts because they don't feel like anything's important until then. So, I don't know. I don't want to spoil right now. We'll probably do a future spoiler cast at some point. So, anyway. And of course, the Delvers race, Alliance won. The launch of the patch came with a race between factions. First to 1 million Delves has their faction banners displayed at Delvers headquarters. Fucking wordies. You thought you were going to win this time? Think about it. Think of the most casual motherfuckers you know. I bet your ass they're Alliance, right? Everyone knows it's the softy Alliance side, chill, neutral, the everyman faction, you know. I guess not everyman, I guess it would be more like the horde, be more like the everyman, but still like the average Joe Schmo, you know, you're chilling a lot, you want your cozy fireside chat. You're more likely to play Alliance. I'm just saying. I like Alliance, and the reason I even like, funny enough, I actually started playing as Horde. When I first played the game, that was why I naturally inclined myself to play. The only reason I even switched to Alliance, because like less than a week after I started playing, like a couple days into playing, the guild that my brother was on, they were transferring from Thrall server to the Scryers and being an Alliance for the guild they were going to be in for the beginning of Mr. Pandaria at the top when it was live back in the day. And so that's what we were doing. But anyway, full transformation for Delver's Dirigible. So he's one mount that's faction themed, and everyone's going to get it regardless of who won the race. And just complete a delve for it now that the race is done, and you get the achievement with flying colors. Technically, both factions have to have it hit 100% to get the achievement, but at this point, because the race is already over, both have it. So you can just log on, do a delve, and you get it. And I mentioned Ky'Veza earlier for the new Nemesis delve when I was trying it earlier. There was an exploit with warriors earlier this week. They already hotfixed this, so it doesn't matter right now, but essentially they could spell reflect when she used the daggers, and it would knock out like a third of her health, which is insane. So literally, like, I don't remember what the cooldown was for. I don't remember what the cooldown for spell reflect was, but I bet you could just like not do anything, just chill out, do a shield slam to start the fight, you know, maybe a revenge, dodge mechanics, do a couple thunderclaps to get the bleed on there, right? And just coast mechanics and just spell reflect the freaking daggers. It's just absolutely insane. And then like 3 or 4 times of doing that, the boss is dead. That's so insane to me. They've already, I think they banned some people, or they removed the reward, I guess, for the people that were doing it. These cheesy strats are nothing new, you know. Like back in the day during Legion, if you're like Affliction Lux kid, you know, Mortal Coil, which is an instant horrify at the right time, you could do it in Legion, and it could make the mechanic of that mage tower fight like kind of a joke or a lot easier. So, but anyway, this is another example of some cheese strats back in the day. There doesn't seem to be any actual disciplinary action being taken though, but they did hot fix it at least. And I could have sworn, I thought I heard somewhere that some people got their achievements removed or something, but maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, it doesn't matter now. Don't bother with your warrior. Just go play a blood DK like everyone else does. There's a new pet, the Shadefur Brewthief. It's a recolor of the red Pandu cute little toy pet they had from a while back. It's a purple violetly colored Twitch drop. So there's another Twitch drop. It's going to be between now and September 2nd, 10 a.m. Pacific, to get it. Just make sure your Battle.net account is linked to your Twitch account, and then you just watch 4 hours of someone that's labeled as playing World of Warcraft, and you'll get it. So, and if you have the milk tea, keep an eye on it. Brewthiefs love to pop out of the shadows and steal tea. Even worse, once in paw, they love to show off their newly acquired beverages. That's an adorable little pet. It looks kind of like it's one of those like standing like panda pets, but it's like purpley, you know? So that's a cute little thing you can get. Midnight pre-orders. Talking business now, all right? Apparently there was a bug that allowed people to see pre-order info for midnight before they were supposed to be able to, apparently. Supposedly it's a leak. Supposedly the base version is gonna be $50, $49.99, right? You'll get the Warfin and Midnight, of course, right? And then what else? There's a few other things you get access to. Yeah, you get Warfin, Midnight, you get 80 character boost, right? And all the reputation progress and enhanced gear and all that. You get 500 attendees. And of course you get early housing early access, right? Pretty basic. I like that they're including housing with the lowest base version as well. So it's not paywalled, essentially. You get the Heroic Edition, everything I said above, but you get 1,000 tenders, and then you get a transmog set and a skywriting mount, which is cool. Apparently it's called the Light Strider Raiment Transmog, and the Lightwing Dragon Hawk is the mount. And then the Epic Edition comes with all that, but you get 2,000 tenders. And in addition to that, you get the Void Strider Raiment, the Voidwing Dragonhawk, the Voidlight Surger. So you get 2 mounts. Actually, technically 3 mounts, because you get one that were from the other set. You get an additional 2 mounts. And you get an additional transmog set. You get 2 pets, the Hope Flutter and the Doom Feathers. You get beta access. You get 3 days early access, just like they did for Warfin. And then you get a Midnight Housing Bundle, which is a bunch of, I guess, cool, like, new housing items. And you get 30 days game time. Now, they do have some details on the Midnight Housing Bundle. You're going to get 2 gazebos, a light-based one and a void one. Light-infused and void-corrupted rotundas, they're calling them. You get a light-infused and void-corrupted fountain, that's 2. And then you get a portrait of Ilaria, Turalian, Eritor, and Zalataf. And they're the straight-up decor, so you're going to get some portraits of those characters if you can do the Epic Edition. So I feel like that's kind of the money grab there. They'll lure people into buying that because that's the only way you're going to get those specific items. Now, who's to say they're not going to add these to the trading post later, right? But you don't know. I'm assuming they will at some point, or maybe they'll add a bundle of some kind that you can earn to get those things. But honestly, I feel like the paywall actual stuff is going to be those pets and those mounts. Because I can see those mounts and those pets being on the store in the future. In some way, you might be able to piecemeal your way into this. And the one cool thing I did find out, apparently, if you already own, I'm hoping they do it in a way where, like, if you buy the base edition, then if you go ahead and upgrade to the Epic Edition, you don't have to pay the whole $90. You can just pay the $40 later, you know? Like, let's say you pre-order the base one now, just put some money down. And then if you decide that you want to buy into the full Epic Edition, because let's say you got some ETO approved from work at the last minute, and you're able to get that weekend off because you work in a restaurant, and you're like, oh shit, I got my fucking hours in, I had the weekend free to me, I didn't know I was gonna have that, you know, open to me. I'm hoping they let you upgrade the 40, you know, X dollars, the difference, so you can upgrade to that too, so you don't feel like you're wasting $50 by pre-ordering. So, and then of course the Chinese players are at it again. Apparently the boosters are at it. There's a huge problem apparently in China with NetEase and all them, and NetEase have been really cracking down on them. They're being really strict about it. It goes way beyond selling runs, okay? Not like your fucking AOTC runs or whatever. They're like pouting and account sharing, and it's really, really bad. And since WoW returned to China last year, apparently they've had to take actions against more than 27,000 accounts for this kind of behavior, okay? The enterprising hero Season 2 achievement has been removed for about 1,800 people that got via account sharing and other means against the terms of service. So, I'm hyped. You're hyped. We're all hyped. Some people are not super excited. I'm super excited. I did a little world tour on Mythic Zero. Honestly, the dungeon that I got was surprised was gonna be rough was Halls of Atonement. That surprised me because I remember that one being like the cake dungeon before. But I think it makes some things easier, but I feel like that third boss and the last boss got me kind of, it wasn't too bad. And the new dungeon's pretty sweet though. I like that it's really open. Like there's not a lot of platforms and random shit to fall off. It's all it's all on the ground, you know? And you're just moving through this large dome space. So if you've actually seen the actual Koresh content, like the world content, you'll know what it looks like. I think you can actually see it in the world. I believe you can actually go there in the world. And the cool part is the entrance for the dungeon is right in Tazavesh. It's like the next platform over from the Tazavesh dungeon. So when you're done dealing with the world content, you just hang out in Tazavesh or Dornogal, going back and forth. Yeah. But I do have one complaint. They need to buff the shit out of the drop rates on the items for the world quest. And there's a weekly quest where you have to follow a rat around the Tazavesh town. And it is the most fucking annoying goddamn thing in the universe. Especially on ults. Because like a fresh 80, it's a pain in the ass. Okay. Because like there's like parts of the Tazavesh there's like enemies in there, and it gets really difficult to kind of deal with those things. But whatever, I'll leave it at that. Well, we're gonna go ahead and give us some final thoughts. I say, pack in your shit. We go on to Koresh, and get ready for the raid. The raid looks sick. I've been liking these tuning passes they've been doing. It seems like they've been doing a really good job at trying to balance things out recently, but who knows? You know how this shit goes. It all looks balanced and the patch comes out and then there's like some fucking old build of like some beta build that like got pushed through into the live build and didn't get overridden by the shit that you're actually passing. And then every launches, everyone's freaking out because, you know, Holy Priest is doing a shit ton of damage for some reason or whatever, you know. I'm talking like DPS. I'm not saying that's gonna happen. I'm just saying that like I just made that shit up, you know. But anyway, I'm just saying theoretically, if I just picked a random spec to say, hey, you know, shit happens when the patch goes live, you know, especially when there's a raid release. But so far, it looks pretty good, and hope to see you out there on in the group finders and the pug life. Have fun with your guild, good friends, good times. And go ahead and follow us in the social places. You can find the various proper spellings in the episode description. At Willie08 at Twitter, you know, Blue Sky, Instagram. And it's at Willie_08 on TikTok. And you got at Hunter Gershom on Twitter, at Hunter Gershom with 2 R's on Instagram. And you got at Boomy Nation on Twitter and YouTube and pretty much anywhere else he has social media. And then you got Johnnie Tips, JOHNNIE.TIPS on Discord, and at Johnny.tips on Instagram. Craig is at Craig Addict on Twitter, and then at ThrallsBallsPod on Twitter and Instagram. You can search ThrallsBallsPod on YouTube as well, because we started posting the episodes over there as well. Email us with any feedback or questions at thrallsballspodcast@gmail.com. You can also leave feedback on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or even in a specialized reviews channel on our Discord. Go to thrallsballs.com to find our link tree. All of our relevant links, including Discord, can be found there as well. Bye. We love you. Be good. Man, this drink is pretty fucking good.